Hey everyone, welcome to Adventures in Everyday Cooking, where every day can be an adventure in your kitchen. My name is Heather, and for those of you who have been following this channel for any amount of time, you'll see I'm in a new kitchen. No, this is not my new kitchen. This is actually my friend Sonja's kitchen. She has invited me to come in and cook dinner for her family in this interim space. So I really appreciate her and her husband letting me come in, and we're gonna enjoy her kitchen during this video. And what are we gonna do today? We're actually going to review one of the mixes from Pampered Chef. I actually asked Sonja which one she thought that her family would love, and Pad Thai was the winner. So today we are gonna pit the Pampered Chef mix with a Joe Average store-bought mix to see if indeed there is a difference. Obviously there's gonna be a difference, but is it worth the cost? That's what we're gonna find out. This one, I will mention, is completely certified gluten-free, whereas this one is gluten-free, but maybe it's not. Like it says it could contain, probably doesn't, but this is not a certified gluten-free. So if you're celiac, definitely you can't use this. But if you're celiac, you can indeed use this. So are you ready for this adventure? Let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we want to get our vegetables ready for this Pad Thai. So here I have a bowl, and I'm just going to set it off to the side here. And we're going to use our Rapid Prep mandolin from Pampered Chef to do our beautiful julienne vegetables here. What we're going to do is we have it set on julienne at about halfway, and we're just going to stick our peppers in, and out comes our beautiful julienne peppers. All right, there's one pepper done, and voila, check it out. Those are amazing, right? There we go. All the peppers are done. So now we're gonna do the carrots in the exact same way. So I'm going to just cut my carrots into smaller, manageable pieces to put inside the machine. And then we are just gonna use the pusher again, going this direction. And look at all those matchstick carrots coming out of there. Isn't that amazing? So this is really full, so we're gonna go ahead and pour it into our bowl. So this is kind of the bummer. You can see in the close camera, it makes a little bit of a mess, but the mess that it makes is way better than the time that you spend not cutting these. All right, and there we go. There is all of our veggies. Now we're also going to need some green onions, and I want you to chop the green onions so that we have the whites reserved and the greens reserved separately, because we're gonna wanna cook the white part, but then we're gonna wanna garnish with the green part. All right, and now we're gonna do up our mixes here. So in a large bowl, we're gonna mix up our Pad Thai mix. Now, on the back of the package, you'll see it does have some pretty basic instructions. Now, I have gone ahead and written through all of the instructions on my form. You can actually find it on the website at www.adventuresinEverydayCooking.com, so that you don't have to read through and find all of the ingredients that you might need for this. Because as I read this, I was like, they could have done a little bit better on the back, but if it tastes good, maybe I'll let it slide. So we are going to pour our mixes into these bowls. And then in this side, whoa, okay, I was not expecting that. Was anybody else expecting that? So the Pampered Chef mix is a light color, and the grocery store mix is a red color. Well, we won't have any problem telling the difference between the two of these now, will we? So into this one, we are gonna put half of a cup of water and 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. And then in this one, we are going to add 5 tablespoons of soy and 6 tablespoons of water. Now, I'm going to mix these well, and then we're just going to set aside. Well, that one turned very brown. Do you see that? That turned much browner than I thought it was going to turn. This one seems to have a lot more chili flakes in it, whereas this one, not as much. So I think we really are gonna get a great comparison here. Ooh, and it's still very red. Now we're gonna move on to getting this together, because that's it. That's all we have to do right now to get this all together. All right, and now would be a great time for you to get your noodles ready to go. Oh, I forgot, it also has an optional, the Pampered Chef one, optionally add 1 tablespoon of rice wine vinegar. So we're gonna go ahead and do that, or just rice vinegar, not rice wine, just rice vinegar. So we're gonna do that as well. All right, so now we are going to take care of our chicken. So we have some little chicken nuggets here, and I actually want them to be a little bit smaller just because we want them to cook quickly and we want them to be bite-sized and kind of throughout the whole meal. So we're gonna want to put them in, I don't know, bigger than our matchsticks, but not as big as nuggets. So if you have any pieces, so if you're using the small nuggets, just give them a couple chops. Just because putting that huge thing in your mouth with some noodles may or may not be very delicate. But if you're not a delicate person, you know, you do you. However big you want your chicken to be going in your mouth, that is what you should make it into. But it will take a little bit longer to cook if your pieces are a little thicker. So just try to make sure they're about the same thickness, regardless of what size they are in length, because that will ensure that they will cook the same amount of time. Okay, so let's deal with our chicken now that we have it all cut up. So I'm gonna go ahead and push power on my machine here. So we're gonna set our induction burner to medium high. I'm sorry about the rattle, it's just what induction does. And we are gonna add 2 tablespoons of oil, give or take your eyeballing. While that's heating up, we're also going to salt and pepper this chicken because that's all the seasoning really that it needs. And we'll give that a little toss. All right, now we're gonna add it to the pan, and now everything else is gonna go really fast. And we're just gonna stir fry this for like 2-3 minutes or until the chicken is done. And for those of you wondering, I am using the stainless steel non-stick skillet from Pampered Chef. It has that hex-clad design, you know, the one that you see in Costco that they're trying to push. They're trying to push it because it's an amazing pan. This has become my favorite pan to do things in because I get the stainless steel searing, but yet the non-stick idea. So it's really kind of nice. If you're not a non-stick fan, it still does have that non-stick coating on it. So if you're staying away from non-stick altogether, obviously this wouldn't be a choice for you. But if you like stainless steel but hate the way it cleans, check these pans out. Okay, so once your chicken is cooked, we are going to take it out with a slotted spoon or our pasta tongs, whatever. No, this isn't pasta, but it will be pasta. We're just gonna kind of drain it out and put it on something clean because we're gonna add it back in just a little bit. And because we're making 2 different dishes, I'm definitely going to split this in half so that each dish has the same amount of chicken, but we'll just pile it all in the same spot for the moment. All right, and if after you're done doing your chicken, there's no other oil left in your pan, definitely add oil now, but as you can see, my pan looks fine. So I'm gonna add the white part of the onion. Yes, some of it's green as well, it's fine. And then all of our veggies. And we're just gonna stir fry those for a few minutes. If you had a wok, this would work way better in a wok. And yes, I do have one of the stainless steel non-stick woks, but it's packed in a box somewhere headed to Texas, so this is just gonna have to do. It's already so beautiful. They say you eat with your eyes first, so definitely when something asks for 2 peppers, switch it out. Even if it asks for 1 pepper, get 2 different color peppers, half the peppers, use the 1 whole pepper because you have 2 halves, and you get a very happy eye appeal, which then you're already halfway there to loving something when you love the way it looks. Okay. So once your carrots are al dente, we are gonna crack the eggs into the side of the pan. So let's move our veggies over and we are just gonna crack right into the pan. And we are gonna leave them undisturbed for just a couple minutes so they can get nice and white. Those whites can like firm up a little bit, and then we're just gonna start scrambling them and getting them mixed in to everything else. So first scramble, I can actually let them look like scrambled eggs, then we're gonna mix them in. So see how the whites are starting to become solid? That's when we know that we want to go ahead and start scrambling. All right, see that? About that consistency is when we're gonna move on. So let's go ahead and mix it all together. And we're going to add our bean sprouts. And we need about a cup of bean sprouts per recipe. So since we're doing 2 recipes worth, we'll do about 2 cups of bean sprouts. And this is just gonna take just a moment because we're basically just warming them just a bit. All right, looking good. Okay, now it's time that we half everything. So let's go ahead and take half of this out and put it into this bowl where there were no raw chicken. That's probably about half. All right, we'll mix this up, and then let's take half this chicken and half that chicken. All right, and now we are gonna add in the sauce before the noodles. So we're gonna actually cook up this sauce for about 3 minutes, or until it gets, I don't wanna say it's gonna get thickened, because that's not what the instructions said. They actually said it will change color a little bit. So we're just gonna look for a little bit of a color change. Ooh, the smell coming off of that is rather divine. All right, and I'm not sure what kind of color we're looking for here, so we're just gonna say that's probably good. So now it's time for us to add our noodles. So I'm gonna add half of these noodles, and we're gonna toss. All right, wow, look at that, man. Oh, you guys use a wok. Use a wok when you do this so that everything stays in your pan. Ooh, that looks pretty fantastic. I think it looks fantastic anyway, but we have to know how it tastes once it's time to taste it. All right, let's get this. Let me go ahead and turn this off for just a moment. And we're gonna get this onto our fantastic plate. Wow, that made a lot. So the recipe said it made 6 servings, but we weren't sure what 6 servings, like who's 6? My family usually 6 servings is like 3. So that's why we decided to do the comparison. Okay, oh my word, that looks fantastic. That looks really good. All right, so if you were to stop here, you would garnish it with a little bit of green onion. If you were a peanut eater, definitely do some peanuts and some cilantro. And then definitely stick some limes in there so that people who are eating it know that you definitely want to put some lime on your pad thai. That looks fantastic. That's pretty cool. Okay, so we'll stick that off to the side for a moment, and we will smack together this other one. Okay, let's do everything we did before. So we're gonna add this back in, get it warming once again, and we will add our red-ish sauce. Definitely different, and it smells different too now. Now that it went in the pan, I can smell that there is a difference in the 2 sauces. And as long as this one looks warmed up and thickened a little, we are gonna add our noodles just the same. And we're gonna give it a toss. Oh yeah, this sauce is way redder. It's so weird how 2 things can be the same thing and look so different. If you're Thai and you're watching this, what do you think? What is usually your version of pad thai? What color is it? And why does it make that color? I mean, I assume it's more red because of those chilies, but maybe they use a different kind of spice that makes it redder. I don't know. I mean, like, obviously chilies are a spice, but do you know what I'm saying? Wow. That one looks fantastic as well. And like, I can't complain. Both of these noodles look, like they look pretty good. This one almost smells a little more limey. Okay, I'm gonna call that good. We're gonna put it onto this plate. Wow, I hope you guys are hungry. There's a lot of food here. It wasn't kidding when it said it'll make 6 servings. And just like with the other one, we will put some green onions over the top and a little bit of cilantro and some lime wedges. And just like that, we have 2 different pad thais. Now, this is not my dinner, but I am gonna taste them just so I can see the difference and tell you what I think. I will tell you what the family thinks though, after I tell you what I think, then you'll see. Okay, so let's try this Pampered Chef one first. Some sauce and some chicken. Here we go. Okay. I feel like it's not super traditional pad thai, but it really does have a good flavor. Let me try this guy over here. Well, okay. So what I see here is that this one really is chili heavy. Like the spiciness of it is hitting the back of my throat, so that's probably why it was more red. So this is gonna be for the more spicy people. This one has those spices. You know, this is not your traditional pad thai that you would get at a Thai food restaurant at all. There's some flavors that are phenomenal in this that are different from this one. If I was to pick between the two, like which one I want to make myself, I would definitely pick this one just because I feel like the flavors are a little more developed than this one. And this one just like really chili heavy. Not that it's like too spicy. I'm not sweating or anything. But I feel like this one would be a more like happier kind of, oh yeah, that's a really good thing. But is it pad thai as we would know pad thai to be? I mean, it looks very pad thai, but I don't know. I mean, I'm on the fence. If you have tried the Pampered Chef pad thai mix, what do you think? Do you feel like it's missing something? Do you feel like it hits the spot? Do you feel like it is something that you'll have again? I definitely would have it again. I don't know if I would order it again though, if that makes any sense. So like there are some of the seasonings and some of the packets that I'm like, oh yes, I will continue to order that one. Will this one be that one? I don't know. I have 3 packets of it, so I will definitely try again, but it is good. But I love pad thai. And so probably the family, Sonja's family, who's gonna eat this is gonna be like, this is so good. But pad thai is one of those things that I get every time I'm at a Thai restaurant. So this doesn't quite meet that pad thai mark, but it is really good. So take that for what it's worth. I will put right here if Sonja and her family preferred this one over this one. There you go. The proof is in the pudding. This is what the family says. And what do you think? Have you had this before? If you have, what do you think? What is your thoughts on this? Because I'm genuinely curious, because as I tasted it, I don't know. Okay, you guys, well, if you enjoyed that video, give it a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel. Right now, I'm kind of everywhere, all over the nation, so you're gonna see me the next couple weeks in different kitchens. I hope you'll still join me for this adventure because I'm still an everyday cook trying to feed my family, and now I'm feeding my friends' families. So I hope you'll join me on the next adventure, and we will see you next time. Bye.